I'd like to talk now a little bit about the 5 marks, the 5 indications of the American nig. To me, it's only worth one syllable. And I'm not going to use, I feel no need to use code, I'm not going to say thug. Nig. Now, I prescribe to the notion that Chris Rock presented, that there are black people and there are nigs, and there is a disparity, there's a difference. And he said, I love black people, but I hate nigs. Well, I don't love them. I mean, that's like everybody's born some way, somewhere. You can't condemn someone or despise someone for how they're born. You have no control over that. What I can, but like Chris Rock, I despise nigs, but for different reasons. His was based on, I guess, criminality. What I can despise is actions and behavior, and that you have control over. And if you want to know why it is that so much of Middle America despise you, I'll lay it out. Very easy things to correct. One, I see dreadlocks as the black man's mullet. For those of you who don't know what mullets are or were, you don't really see them anymore because they looked ridiculous. A lot of young Americans had them in mid 80s, late 80s, and at some point, I think pretty much at the same moment, Americans just looked at each other and said, you look ridiculous. I look ridiculous? Let's go to the barber. Let's get a haircut. I'd like to think that one day the day will come where your typical nig will look at each other and say, I don't know what the meaning, the notion behind it is, or the motivation, but at some point they'll say, you look ridiculous. At what point did Milli Vanilli come back into vogue? I don't know. Did they used to be a laughingstock? And now this is somehow in vogue and chic. It's among the gutter of our society, I guess, anyway. But you look like a Jamaican crack dealer. Is that the point? To try to look obnoxious? It's in particular tough for me to still remain an NFL fan. I've been an NFL fan since I was 17, but it just doesn't make sense in that there's a societal pressure of like man versus self, man versus society, man versus man. There's no societal pressure on you as a male to have long hair. Not even if you're in a band anymore. Once upon a time, females have that pressure, but a lot of females tie their hair back. It's annoying having long hair. Why you would go out of your way why would you want to have long hair in any capacity as a male? I don't understand. I don't get. You look like that animal from the alien from Predator. It's like these. I don't know. And on the flip side, the strange thing is a lot of black females shave their heads. So you have females of your culture that have the short hair and males that have the long hair. It's peculiar, but it's also revolting. But I guess from the female perspective, I guess I can understand it if it's form follows function, and that's the architectural outlook from certain colleges. We don't even want to. We don't care how our college looks, how our campus looks, as long as it functions and classrooms work and so on. It's kind of like, I guess, George Costanza, that one episode of Seinfeld where he came in sweatpants and Jerry said, do you realize the presentation that you're giving to the rest of the world is, I'm not even going to try to look presentable. I know I look horrible. I might as well be comfortable. I guess if you're an ugly, disgusting black female, I might as well be comfortable. I might as well shave my head. I guess I get that. It kind of makes sense, but is it any wonder then why you see so much mongrelization? And I see plenty of black dudes with white females. I don't see too many white dudes with black females, but lose some weight. That's another thing that I don't understand. And this isn't under the same category of nig. It's just why it is that I'm going to say a third to a fifth of black females are disgustingly obese. Is that genetic or is it dietary? Is it? I don't know. I'm curious about that. But I would have to imagine that's driving your men away. I would imagine. But I'll get to mongrelization at another time. Number 2, the pants below the butt. Do you realize that's a gay thing that originated I know you think it's like a prison thing, and it did originate in prison. But what you're saying to the world is, this is open for business. I'm open for sodomy. So when I see pants below the butt, I think fag. I think that's he's out for some sodomy. Just realize you're giving off that, and you're part of the dregs of society as well. Three wife beaters out in public. That's underwear out in public. And I realize there's trailer trash. Look, every race has their gutter. The Vietnam is the gutter of the Orient. Trailer trash, I guess, is the gutter of white people, and nigs are the gutter of black culture. I would imagine if I was like a 40, 50-year-old black man going to work, working hard, I'd be embarrassed by the thuggery of your culture. I know I'm embarrassed by what is it? The cable guy, Larry the Cable Guy. I mean, he embarrasses me. So anyone who wears white beaters out in public, put a shirt on. That's underwear. But if you're used to showing your underwear and wearing your pants below your butt anyway, why not? But you look ridiculous. That about 4. I guess 5 would be rims. I never saw rims until I came to. That's just sort of bizarre and ostentatious. But I know as soon as I see rims, that's got to be a nig. That's no Asian or white man or even like a respectable 50-year-old black. That's a nig. So if you're curious why you're getting like strange looks or dirty looks, if it's not deliberate and you're not aware, be aware now. You don't have to be a degenerate. You don't have to be disgusting. It doesn't take that much effort or energy or money to look presentable, and and as far as speaking, maybe that's number 6. It just takes a little bit of energy to sound like you care. They have some sense of, I care how I sound, some sense of urgency, maybe one way of putting it. But when you just sort of like leave off every syllable of every word and sound like you don't care, yeah, that's linguistically, I guess, the mark of a nig as well. But that goes to the root of the nig of being lazy. It's if you actually have energy and you care, it'll come out in how you sound as well. And that's the first thing people notice about you, is how you put your words together. You don't have to be an expert, though. You just have to put some energy into it. That should be good for that take.